Oh, it's connecting, so this is good. Hi, everyone, if you are watching. Fast forward a minute. We're finishing up on our technology and getting everybody settled in. Okay. Let's see, almost there. No one's on yet. This is good. Actually, do it like this. There we are. Let's stop. Okay, you don't want to move. Fine, don't move. Okay, we ready to do this?
I guess.
All right, we're on and we're live. Hi, everyone. This is Q-Bomb Gray. I'm at Tuscany Lapidary Society in Brookhaven,
Pennsylvania.
I'm like, what state am I in? I almost said New Jersey. I was in New Jersey. I don't even know where New Jersey came from, considering that Delaware is the closest state to us, right? But wait.
Right. Well, we're kind of on the border between Philadelphia, Delaware County, New Jersey, and Delaware.
Okay, wait. So I know that the Delaware state line is 5 miles from here.
Right.
Okay. Where's the New Jersey state line?
Just over the river.
Just over the river.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you say, but how many miles
Delaware.
is that?
I don't know the number of miles, but it's
Anybody
just
know
over
how far
the
New
Delaware
Jersey?
River.
Not far enough is the answer. Lovely, lovely. Anyway, today is Monday. We're doing a studio tour of Tuscany Lapidary Society. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I know I did. We just finished up yesterday after 4 days of being here. Been here since Thursday. You know, it was pretty cool. We did a hybrid thing. It was their first hybrid that we did, and there were plenty of people who had joined us this weekend. We're hoping to do. Are we going to do it again in January, Steve? The hybrid? Okay, so Steve is giving us a thumbs up, so you can look forward to that. So for everybody who's out there who has not been able to take a class, we're going to go hybrid with it. Don't know what we're doing yet, but proposals. I was already told today that proposals are due, so I got to get to work when I get home. But so I just wanted to take the opportunity to show you guys this facility because I think it's an incredible facility. It's an incredible group of people who have put this together. And Linda, you are so this is Linda Green, and and they're all volunteers here, by the way. No one's paid to work, right?
Well, all the members who teach are volunteer teachers, and then we do have guest instructors like yourself who come in to teach things when we don't have a volunteer member to teach that item.
But as far as the running of the facility, running of the organization,
right.
There's nobody on salary, right?
Right.
Except whoever takes out the trash.
We actually take out our own trash in order not to have a dumpster in the parking lot. Members take home the trash.
Well, see, look at that. You're saving dollars so that we can focus on. I'm assuming so you can focus on more important things, right?
Right.
So, anyway, so Linda, your position here is you're president of.
Yes, I'm the president of Tuscarora Lapidary Society. This is my third year as president. I stayed on an additional year due to the COVID pandemic because my background is a physician.
So does that mean this is your last year as president?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you find who's going to be the next president?
Well, our vice president, Stacy Siegel, will be stepping up to be president.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we like Stacy. Okay, she can be president. We like her. If you ever come and you get to meet Stacy, you'll like her too. She's a good egg, Stacy. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty exciting. And then everybody else is just going to step up, or
right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at least there's no politics. It's already moving along. No one's voting or anything. That's good.
Well, we do have an election at the December meeting to finalize the slate of officers, and that's when our election occurs.
So, Tuscarora Lapidary Society is a nonprofit?
Yes, it is. It's a nonprofit facility, and actually, it is a Pennsylvania purely public charity.
Which means?
And not 100% sure of what that means, but
Contributions to us are tax exempt.
Because okay, so what it means is contributions to Tuscarora are tax exempt. Ken's over here giving us some cues.
yeah, that was from Ken, who is our treasurer. So he knows all those financial things. And but the organization was founded in 1957, so it's been around a long
So
time.
1957 makes 60 years. Are we?
Mhm.
No, wait, I can't do the math. What is the math? It's COVID. We don't do math anymore. We skipped a year. What are we? 60, 65 years next year. That is pretty exciting. You know, I tell people all the time about what a strong group you are. And you know, we were talking earlier and said, you know, as much as they're called Tuscarora Lapidary Society, they're a bit of they're also like a guild, if you want to call it that. But am I lying when I say that this is probably one of the strongest lapidary societies in the country, or is that truth? Or am I just saying that because I don't know any better?
I think that that's true. The Tuscarora is a member of the Eastern Federation of Mineral Societies, and within that organization and within the American Federation of Mineralogic Societies, there are a small number of lapidary societies, and I think that we are one of the bigger lapidary societies. There's a very large one out in Tucson.
Of course,
and
no surprise
that's
there.
because of the Tucson Mineral and Gem Show. But we are one of the bigger ones, and we attract students from multiple states. We have students who come as far away as New England and Georgia, and we have students who attend regularly who come from Delaware, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, as well as Pennsylvania, of course.
So the students that you're talking about, aside from bringing in people like me who, what do we call us? Not contractors,
Guest
guest
instructors.
instructors. What do you call me? Anyway, so other than guest instructors, you have in-house instructors. So these students, and thus I'm assuming that you're posting a schedule quarterly. Is that right?
Yes, we
So-
post a quarterly schedule of classes, and it's a combination of weekly classes and also 1 and 2 day workshops.
Okay, and then the public, these students are coming from all over the place, are invited to attend.
Right.
But of course, there's a fee. Don't forget that. And there's different structures if you're a member or not member. I do know that, right?
That's
so
correct.
Members and non-members have a different pricing. So how many members do you have?
We have approximately 160 members. So we are a small organization, but we're always looking to expand. And we probably have a regular stream of new members who come to us.
Okay, and how do you find new members? Or is it very just organic?
Well, a lot of the new members come because they take our classes and decide they want to join. Some come to our meetings. We have general meetings with speakers and just about every month except for the summer months. And we get some members through that. We also have an annual show, Gemorama, which is coming up in November, and we attract a lot of people through that.
So Gemorama, when is it in November?
It's November 6th and 7th, the first weekend in November.
And where does that take place?
It takes place at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks.
And is it open to the public?
Yes, I mean, we charge an admission fee, but it is open to the public.
So it's open to the public, and how many vendors do you have?
We have about 27 vendors, I think, this year.
And what are they selling mostly? Like what's the majority of the people selling?
We have vendors selling a wide variety of rocks, minerals, cabochons, faceted gemstones, jewelry, collectible items. So we have a wide range of vendors selling a lot of interesting things.
And I understand you also are doing demos during this time.
Right. In addition to the vendors, we also have tables that represent what Tuscarora Lapidary Society is all about. We have a demo area where we have live demos of the different things that we teach. We also have exhibits where members and non-members do exhibit cases either on the theme of the show or on something educational, something that they like to do. And then we give prizes. These exhibit cases are judged and we give prizes.
Okay.
And then we have a kids area with activities for children, and we have an area with a silent auction. So we have a lot of different areas.
What are you auctioning off?
Well, a lot of our members and students donate pieces, either slabs or pieces of rough or cabochons or pieces of jewelry, and those items are sold at the silent auction.
Okay, so Gemorama is it's more or less a fundraiser. It's a revenue generator for Tuscarora Lapidary
That's
Society,
correct.
right? And so all of the auction items, the proceeds will also go back into the organization. Is
That's
that
correct.
So
We do have, we do get, fees from admissions when people come in. We also charge our vendors, and then we also raise revenue from the silent auction, and that revenue helps us put on the different programs that we put on throughout the year.
okay, so now speaking of membership, we'll go back a little bit. What does it cost to be a member here?
An individual membership, I believe, is $40.
A year? A month?
A year.
Oh my God, $40! Can you believe that? I mean, just to but there's a caveat.
A couple's membership is $60 if a couple are members. To be a member, you need to take a class in either cabbing or faceting, and have a stone or two stones graded, and then you also need to attend 2 meetings.
That's it. But don't you have to volunteer?
Well, that's one of the expectations of our members, is that they will volunteer to help run the organization, either at our annual show or to teach classes. So that's one of the reasons why we have a requirement that someone attend 2 meetings to become a member, so that they see what we're about.
Okay.
And see that volunteerism is part of what we expect of membership.
So, I mean, clearly these little things that they're doing to keep members working along is how this group has been able to sustain itself for almost 65 years. I think it's more about the volunteering and participation than necessarily the money, because if you don't have people who are willing to put in the effort to continue the program, it's going to go away. Because really, at $40 a month,
A year.
a year, a year. I mean, it's not that much money, people. So if you're interested in lapidary, I say this is a great deal. That this is a great way to go and, continue the tradition. So I always ask everyone this when I've been doing these studio tours is, tell us one thing that you think that everybody should know about Tuscarora Lapidary Society. Ooh, caught you off guard there. You haven't watched my studio tours, have you?
Well, I think
It's a fun group.
it's a fun group. I think it's not just all about the rocks and the gems and making jewelry. It's about the people, and I think that's the thing that really stands out about this organization. Is it's a great group of people who work together, who help each other, who donate their time. Most of our instructors are very busy people. Many have careers, and yet they come in and devote their time to share their expertise and teach the students, what it is they love to do. And I think that's a real key point about our organization. It's the people.
So I find it interesting that Linda decided to, not decided, but Linda said it was about the people. Because one of the things I've always said since I've been coming here, this is my third time. So this is my third time because last year was a skip. Something, that thing. Anyway, so one of the things I've always said is that it's so nice to be at a facility where everybody is a professional. And I'm not talking necessarily about the students, but everyone whom I've had to work with along the way. That, like communication, right on it. That I don't have to wait 2 weeks to get an answer to an email. And if they don't know the answer, it somehow gets passed on to the person who does get the answer, and I know what I need to do. The expectation for me always when I'm traveling is to know what I'm getting myself into. And the other thing that I felt was very impressive from the get-go is that all the volunteers either are or at one point or they're retired. They were professionals, and that they're very highly organized. So that's sort of like a hint to you teachers out there. You do want a teacher because you know what? They are on the ball. And I talked about Peninsula School of Art when I was there in July. Well, Tuscarora and Peninsula are like in competition for who's better. But and that's what's really cool. And that's why I like to come back. And I got an invitation back, so it's really exciting. That I don't have to struggle and it's like pulling teeth with some of these organizations just to get them. I mean, they might want me there, but they're not prepared with the information, and to do the work that it takes. Because there is work to be had to organize a weekend when I come. But anyway, that said, I think we should go ahead and do a tour and do
Sounds
a walk
good.
around. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually start from the outside and work my way in, because what's really cool about this building is it used to be a post office, like a bona fide post office. And when I walk outside, you're gonna get what I'm saying. Additionally, what was really funny is one of my students this weekend said that when she was little, she lived in this area. She came here when it was a post office. And she remembers that. So I just think that is just a lot of fun. So we're going to walk out there. There's a bunch of people hanging out here. You guys don't see them. They're all out there. And we're going to talk to some of them. We're going to show you the whole facility and why I think this is so cool. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, give me a second. I'm going to slowly turn this around. It's funny. I turn the camera around and everybody starts disappearing. So we're just going to walk out the door. Oh, there's my car.
I used to have so much fun.
No, we'll get back. It will be different though, but we'll get back.
So when you walk in, there's the foyer. And see, what's interesting is, of course, post office never looked like this. I was told that all the volunteers, all the members, had a hand in renovating this whole building.
Yes,
To suit their needs.
Basically, the members gutted the entire building, and the members built all of this. So this was all built by members.
And there's Paul looking up something on Emerald. But this is there was no sound. So hold on, let me see what this story is. Oops. Can't hear. Can you fix? Okay. Hold on. Does that mean we have to do this again? Let's see. Okay, so can you guys hear me now? We can hear now that you're not moving around. Okay, I know what the problem is. Sorry about that. So you didn't hear anything from the outside, did you? Anybody? Okay, so not outside or in the library. All right, so we're gonna do that again. We're gonna do that again, and I'm gonna have Debbie follow me around with the laptop really close, and because you know what? I didn't realize that the mic was coming off of the laptop and not my phone that I'm using. Okay, so go ahead, come close. We're gonna try that again. All right. Yeesh. Okay. So. Sorry about that, Linda. Oh, okay. I think we lost a connection. Yeah, we did. Okay, so yeah, there it is. Okay, so, and then the commercial area is over there. I think we're losing connection, so we can't walk out this far. Okay, so let's go back in. Can't reach that far outside. No signal. Okay. Okay, so we figured out our limit. We figured out our limit to the Wi-Fi. Sorry. So we're walking back inside, but this is the foyer. And then we're going to go right back into the library. And this is Paul. Once again, since we already talked to Paul, but nobody heard us, so we're going to try this again. Okay, so this is the library. Actually, I'm going to have Linda hold this. Why not? Okay, so this is the library, and this is a collection of books over time that they have amassed. And what I had learned earlier was that it's all organized, and believe it or not, it's on the Dewey Decimal System. That's lovely. And all the members can come, and they can check out the books. And how long can they hang on to the books?
Usually we prefer that people not keep them for more than a couple of weeks, but, you know, during the pandemic, that wasn't always the case.
So Paul's taking advantage of the books and looking up emeralds today.
Yes.
But you know what I was saying earlier, while we didn't have a mic, was that this was a post office, and it was completely renovated and redone by members. And so everything that you're seeing here, if you can imagine, was all volunteer based, which is great. But when you walk into the facility, you're greeted by this table here, and it is a work table. But when I'm here, we have a tendency to use it for a lunch table. And then it's divided into 3 sections. So we have a section over there, which is the lapidary. And then, so we have, what do you call
We
this?
call this the classroom.
So this is the classroom. And then what do we call that one over there?
That's the jewelry room.
Okay, so that's the jewelry room. So we're going to start from one room, and we're going to work our way around. But that's where I usually work, right? So here we go. We'll go in here. All right. Okay, so in here, what we have is the lapidary room. And this is Ken. Say hi, Ken.
Hey, everybody.
So Ken, we've known I've known you, 4 or 5 years now.
Metal immersion.
Yep. But no, I met you at Beat Fest first before Metal Immersion.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. absolutely. So in this room is their lapidary room. I'm gonna step back just a little bit there. Okay, so this is their lapidary room, and then
All right. So,
there we are. So Ken is gonna have to speak up if they're gonna hear
Okay.
you.
All right. So this is the lapidary room. What you see here along the wall on both sides are cabbing machines, and they are basically a set of grinding wheels and polishing wheels that we use to shape the stones and then polish the stones. And we have, I guess, 3, 5, 7 in here right now, and there's one over the wall. Okay.
Keep going.
And let's walk back to the equipment. Let's do the steps of how this goes.
Okay,
So
so-
let's walk through.
So we're gonna walk through and do the steps of what you need to do when you're cabbing. And so, this is the equipment that you would be using if you came here and took a class.
So
Oh,
this
wow.
this is the saw room.
Okay, I haven't even been in the saw room, so
Yeah.
this is new to me.
And what we've got with the lids up here on the right are 2 slab saws, and here on the left are 2 trim saws. And a slab saw, Linda, can you take this and I'll take that? Basically, when you go out and you buy what's called rough, you just get yourself a big rock, like so. And in order to make a cabochon from it, which is basically from a slice of the rock, of course, you need to slice this. And that's what these slab saws are for. And the rock, you have to, I'm not going to follow through with all of it, but you have to clamp the rock in here. And the blade is here. This is, I think this is a 16-inch blade.
Wow, that thing's huge.
Yeah. You get it clamped in firmly, line it up, and you want to cut off about 1/4 of an inch at a time. And once you've got it set up to run, you close the lid because these are oil-cooled, oil-lubricated saws. And they're so large, they throw off a mist. And you don't want the mist in the room. It would be,
Not good.
yeah, you can smell the oil now.
I can smell the oil.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
And this is a similar saw, just a little bit smaller, and it's got a smaller blade. I think this is looks like a 12, but I could be wrong.
So this is a saw room. You got to start by sawing off a slab,
Saw off a slab.
one step at a time.
So this is a slab.
That was cut from a piece of rough.
Yeah, yeah. This is, I think is Montana jade, but I'm not positive of the identification. And so the next step, you're going to get a cabochon from this. A cabochon is just a shaped and polished stone. So I have a slab in this template, and I've adjusted it, moved it around, and decided what do I want the features of this piece to be. And this is a template that I can mark both sides. And so what you do is you mark your piece. This is going to be an elliptical or oval shaped cab. And you just use a Sharpie pen. Let me get this out without dropping it. And so this is ready to go to the trim saw. And what I'm going to do, well, I'm not going to run these, but what I would do is I'm going to cut off the excess pieces and try and get as close to the shape as possible so that when it comes time to grind, I'm not spending a lot of time on the grind wheel. I'll use a saw to remove the excess. And the thing about any of these saws, unlike wood saws, all these saws, the way that they are cutting is they are abrading the material. The blades themselves have a diamond coating at the edge, and it's just grinding the cut, not actually cutting like a wood saw would do.
Oh, okay.
And so you really, it's said you can put your finger against it and you're not going to get hurt. Now, we don't encourage that, of course, but
Really?
this is
Can
just-
you show us?
No. And so once and these saws are all lubricated with oil. So once the piece comes off, it's covered in oil, and you pick it up off the stage here and you put it. This is cat litter, right?
Oh,
And,
really?
And it absorbs the oil. I don't think there's any.
There's one in
Here's
there.
a piece that was sitting here. This is just a remnant of something, but the oil gets absorbed by the cat litter, and then you take it to your next step.
Okay, so how often do you have to change out the cat litter? Not as often as a cat.
I don't know, maybe once a quarter, or we add to it.
Yeah,
We
not
straight-
very often.
We have a cleanup after every quarter's worth of classes, and so I think we clean out the box. And the pieces we get thrown over here, But we don't have to change it that often.
Okay. Well, you know, hey, if it
doesn't-
works.
It doesn't smell.
But
like
you know
cat
what's really
food.
funny to me? Not only are they using cat litter, but they have a pooper scooper thingy too to go with it. It's like, okay, whatever
It
works.
comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory. So I'm totally impressed. I've never been in this room before.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna slab it.
We will-
And
yeah.
so next step.
So we're gonna walk back to one of the calving machines here that I've got some stuff set up. I'll briefly talk about the stages. You saw that I put a design on a stone. Here's another one that a design has been etched on the stone, not etched, drawn on the stone.
Traced? Mhm.
Traced. Yeah, good catch. And what I would do at this step is I would have to move this cut up to the line as close as possible. And so, understanding the calving machines. The two wheels on the left, these are cutting wheels. They are 80 grit and 220 grit respectively. And this is just like sandpaper. So these are coarse sandpaper. This is like a medium grade sandpaper, 260 grit. And then the higher the numbers go, the finer the polish that you get. And so,
So you do it on a dop. I see there's
Yeah.
a bunch
So-
dopped up here.
yeah, so the first step, when you're gonna carve it to the edge, I'll do a little bit here.
Oh, he's gonna show
Is
us.
that me? Or is that, okay.
It's gonna get loud. Okay, so
And
here.
I'm just holding it against the wheel. Okay, this is a tricky shape, and I can't do all of it here because it's got a outward curve and an inward curve. And the inward curve I would need to move to a different machine to finish it off. But I can do the outward curves. The concave curves. And this is being water cooled, cooled, I guess is the right word.
So they've got water going into the machine so that
And
it
these are
continues to cool.
air spritzers that push the water up against the wheel. You don't want to run the wheels dry.
Yep, you never want to run the wheels dry because that's bad.
Well, it abrades the wheels faster. And this platform here merely keeps the stone at a certain 15-degree angle relative to the cutting surface. And so that's your first set of cuts. And so once you've done that, so these, let's take a big one. This has been ground to the 15-degree angle. And this is now dopped. Dopped means, shut this off for the moment. You just take, we've got hot wax and wooden dowels. We put the stone on a hot plate, let it heat up for a bit because you want the wax and the stone to be both warm. Dip the stick into the hot wax, press it against the stone, hold it in place to let it hold its position, and then it's dopped. And so this enables us, when we want to do the next step, which is to begin rounding over the edges. This is the line I want to grind to, and this is an approximation of the line of what I grind to on the top. And so once you got the dopping stick, that becomes actually a pretty easy thing to do. You just start grinding away your edges. And you can see it's the line of removed material develops on the stone, on the grinding wheel.
Yep.
This is a fairly soft stone. I think it's a serpentine, but I'm not positive. And so here I've gotten down to the edge, and I want to be a little more careful than I can be because I'm trying to let you see it as well. But I just continue to do this grinding process. And the overall approach that you're taking is you're going to curve over the top. You try to make it as
So, yeah.
round
You're
at the
making it
top as
pretty.
you can. This is going to do less grinding, and I have the aerators under both wheels, so I can move from one to the other. And I will lay myself out a set of stones like this. I'm just going to do these operations as well as this operation, which is the first polishing wheel. And this has a different sound because the backing now is rubberized. You don't get that ringing sound.
Right? And why is it rubberized? It's a softer grind?
It's a softer grind. You can push the material. You can push the material into it so that it does a little more of a covering of the area that it's working on. This wheel will still remove material. You can see the white streak develop when I push it in. But once I move over here to the next set of wheels, which are polishing exclusively, you will not see it actually removing material.
So once you have it all shaped, you're gonna send it over here and you're gonna
Yeah.
start polishing it
Yeah, so
and
you're
start
taking
working on your
time and
finishing
you
stuff.
make sure everything's the shape that it needs to be. So here's one that I'm working on. And it's been through a lot of this already. This is an elliptical shape. It's quite large. This is a picture jasper of some type. And I've actually taken it through all three wheels.
Beautiful.
So I've got a pretty decent polish on it now. And every stone, every stone will.
He tried to wipe the cab off with his mask.
My mask, yeah. It's probably not good. Anyway, so every stone, as you polish it, what you want to do when you look at it as it gets closer to the end here, to make sure you're getting a polish, you need to make sure that you examine the stone when it's dry, because water always makes the stone look better. And so then you bring it up under the light and you look for any imperfections. You look to see, I can see right here, there's two like little striations that I will need to grind out. Maybe one there.
So you keep doing this until you're happy.
Right. And at the end of it all, once you're done, let me shut this off, you need to remove the stone from the dop.
Yep.
And the way you do it with a wax dopping is you just go put this in a freezer. And
Because the wax will get hard and brittle and then it'll pop off.
the difference in thermal expansion coefficients will cause the wax to separate from the stone. Yes.
Ken is a science guy.
You're gonna get
I'm
science.
just like,
Whether
it's
you
just gonna
you're
get
gonna
cold
get
and
science whether you
separate.
like it
It'll
or
pop
not.
up. Yes. Okay, so the real question of all this,
Sure.
okay, is let's say I want to be a member,
Uh-huh.
okay, and I'm gonna take my first class.
Uh-huh.
When do I get to walk out with a real good-looking cab?
You can do it in as short a time as a couple of classes. I'll show you what they do if you're a new person.
So if you're a new person coming to Tuscarora,
We buy slabs from vendors, and we've got a wide variety of different types and colors and hardnesses of the mineral. And so the first cab you're going to make is going to be an oval, an ellipse,
okay.
and you get to pick from among these pieces whatever you would like to make.
Uh-huh.
And so as
Okay.
a beginner, the materials are free.
Wow, did you hear that? See, even as, you know, you're being a member for you're $40, the materials
Yeah.
are free
For that class.
for the
beginner
first class.
For the beginner class. And so when I took the beginner class, I think I made 3 or 4 cabs.
Oh,
over
wow.
the course of, 7 weeks for a session?
Oh, so the first class isn't exactly just a 3-hour course. We're talking about
If you do a weekday course, you meet the same day of the week for 7 weeks. 10 weeks.
10 weeks,
So,
okay.
10 weeks. But if you do a weekend course, you're going to get the cab. You will have a cab at the end of that course. You're meeting both
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, so you could do a weekend course. All right, because for people like me, I can't commit to 10 weeks
Right.
to anything.
Yeah,
Hell, I
weekend
can't even
course,
commit to
you
4
walk
weeks.
away with a polished cab.
Okay,
Polished cab.
very cool. So, all right, well, that is basically the cab room. Hi, Steve. Wave, wave. That's Steve. That's my guy. Okay, so then you go into this room. We're going to go back into the class area. And you know what's sort of fun too for me is I come in here and I see the words free. So they even put out, a lot of people put out their offcuts and whatnot, or what they're not using, and they put it up to the members, which is really cool. And then of course they have a small kitchen where there's snacks and things in there, a couple bathrooms, and we're gonna walk into the jewelry studio. And this is where I teach. So what's really different here is, right now, you can just hang on to it for me. What's really different here, during COVID, is you see these things in the middle, because reality is typically there are two, this is a very open area, but these are vents It's a ventilation system.
Yes, this is a room that's used not just for metalsmithing, but also for our glass arts,
That's
lamp
right.
art.
We forgot to mention that they do glass work here too, lamp work
Yeah.
glass. So they need this huge ventilation
Right,
because
so-
they're running. How many torches can you run?
We can run 10 students plus the instructor.
So they can run 11 torches at any given time,
Right.
which is really cool. And again, you got to remember that's what's really impressive here is that it was all built and put together by volunteers and people who are passionate about what they were doing. And so they took a lot of care to thinking about it and how it works. So then if you come here, you'll see we have a couple people who were here today for Open Studio, and you see they're even set up to have these poles for flex shafts for everyone, lots of power. But when the glass classes aren't happening, these actually come down and it's a big flat surface. However, because of COVID, as you can see, we're all still wearing masks here. They decided to keep these up to continue with COVID protocol to keep it really nice and safe. And so you'll see at every station you have gas. So you can just hook your hoses right in. And
Well, this is for the Bunsen burners for wax carving. The gas for the torches connects underneath, and we have quick connect fittings underneath so that we have a variety of torches. We have 3 different kinds of torches.
yeah, keep talking.
We have 3 different kinds of torches that can attach to our natural gas oxygen system. We have Polk torches and Smith Little torches, and then also lampwork torches. And each seat has a quick connect fitting underneath.
So, okay. So one more technical difficulty has arisen. My sort of fun, but it looks like my camera has died. So we're going to switch over to this. Are we working? Auto connection failed. What happened? Oh no. Okay. Lots of technical difficulties. Apparently there's a lot of connection issues here, and because they are concrete walls around here. So anyway, I know this is pushing, you guys are starting to connect again, but we're going to go ahead and finish out here. That is pretty much the, that's the overview, right? That's the overview. I don't think there's much else.
Well, if you want to know more about Tuscarora Lapidary Society, you can visit our website, which is www.lapidary.org, or visit our YouTube channel, Tuscarora Lapidary Society, and we have a number of videos on the building of our facility and also our different areas in which we have classes. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram.
So what is your handle on YouTube?
You can just search for Tuscarora Lapidary Society.
Okay, great. So there it is. Search for Tuscarora Lapidary Society on YouTube. You can go to lapidary.org.
And Tuscarora Lapidary on Instagram.
Oh, and Tuscarora Lapidary on Instagram. That is me for today. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. Thanks for hanging in there. I'll be back on Wednesday with a UFO, and on Friday I'm taking a puppy maternity because we're picking up the puppy. Ken, did you have one final word?
I had said earlier that contributions to the society are tax something or other. We do not accept contributions. It's contributions from members only. We cannot solicit contributions outside of the society because that would violate the rules that enable us to be considered a Pennsylvania charity.
Okay, so we wanted to make that correction to make sure that nobody gets any ideas about sending over, a $200,000 check. Yeah, the only way they're raising money is through Gemarama and the $40 a month, and this is how we're going to sustain Tuscarora Lapidary Society because members can donate. You can't just arbitrarily donate.
Classes bring in a huge amount of money.
So classes, things like that. They have different streams of revenue here. But anyway, okay, so correction made, he ran away. And we are, that's okay. Go ahead, do us a dance. Do us a dance, and we're, as we say goodbye, we're all going to say goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out and